Greetings, family, and welcome to the What They Never Told You in Church broadcast. My name is Silas Banks Jr., and I'm a 21st century apostle. I truly thank the Lord for allowing me to be able to share with you what He has shared with me. And I look forward to coming to you every Thursday with more and more good words and good messages and good exercises that will help us all develop and grow to be the men, the women, the gods that the Lord has made us. Love is my religion. I say that because I don't subscribe to any particular religion, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism per se. However, the heart of each of these religions I found to be love. Love for our Creator, undying love, unlimited love for our Creator, all our heart, all our mind, soul, strength. And also a love for our neighbors, understanding this, that I live on earth. And on earth, I can't live without trees. So trees may not be a human. However, I need to love the trees like I love myself. Love the other elements like I love myself, along with loving other human beings like I love myself. And let me say this while I'm talking about love. Understand love and respect to be equal, in that love and respect share so much in common. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that respect is a form of love. For example, I love my mom and I love my queen. However, I don't love my mom like I love my queen. That'd be perverted. You know, I love my queen. I love my son. But I don't love my son like I love my queen. Nor do I love my son like I love my dog, or my dog like I love my job, or my job like I love my car, and so on and so forth. But I love all of these things according to what they are. And these are different forms of love. Now, being a man that tried to live upon facts, truthful facts, I would say, if you would ask me to prove that I love these things, go ask my mom. Ask my mom if I respect her. If she says yes, then you know I love her. Ask my queen if I respect her. Ask my son. When I go to wag my dog, when I go to rub my dog's head, for example, is my dog trying to run from me? Or is he letting me rub him and while I wag, and he wags his tail? That's a form of respect. So respect is a form of love. Let's take the greatest commandment, for example, that Jesus answered to. He was asked by some lawyers one day, what's the greatest commandment? What's the greatest commandment that God has given us? And he said, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength. And love your neighbor like you love yourself. Let's replace the word love with respect. And he will say, respect the Lord thy God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Woo! Then respect your neighbor as you respect yourself. And it only makes sense because your neighbor is the rest of the universe. And the universe was made by our Creator. It doesn't belong to us anyway. It's like you asked me to come and, invite me into your house, to live in your house, and you say, hey, Silas, what's mine is yours. Eat what you want to eat. You can sleep in this bedroom. Just enjoy yourself, and there's no constraints. There's no problems whatsoever. And so I move in and I begin to enjoy myself, and I'm having the time of my life. I'm really grateful and really thankful to you as well, because you've been so generous and you've been so kind to me. But as time goes on, you invite other people to come in, and they have the same liberties that I have. You've given them the same exact liberties that you've given me. But I begin to get a little jealous-hearted. I begin to get a little attitudinal. My mind gets messed up. My thoughts get out of whack. And instead of me being grateful and appreciative, I begin to be manipulative. I begin to be evil. I begin to be deceitful and cunning and all types of things that are just not right. Doing little mischievous things to your furniture, talking to the people in the house and gossiping and making all kind of bad situations go on purpose. And so it gets back to you. It gets back to you what I've been doing, and you come to me, and you come to me as a human being, and you say, hey, we're love. And Silas, what's going on? I open my doors to you, and I let you have, the house to enjoy. I mean, what's the problem? And you're talking to me like this and trying to get through to me and let me know that, I need to change and you can't figure out what's going on and why I won't change, but my mind is messed up. I'm not thinking right. And so I can't hear what you're saying as an end result, because I just won't go along with doing what's right. I cut my own throat. I get my own self put out of this beautiful situation. That's sort of how I see being here in God's universe. All this belongs to God. He's allowed me to enjoy life. No strings attached. And if I walk around here complaining about this and complaining about that and not appreciating this and not being grateful for that, it's like me insulting him, because it doesn't belong to me anyway. So the only right thing for me to do is to appreciate him and to thank him and to understand that I would not have any of the benefits and the enjoyments and the pleasures of life that I have had it not for him allowing me to be here. Am I right about that? I think I am. With that said, love is my religion. And on this broadcast, we're going to have teachings that are divine teachings, divine knowledge that comes from God for our souls. We're going to have all type of exercises for our physical bodies. And also we're going to have different types of affirmations and prayers and things of this nature that are designed for our mind. Yes, for our complete mind, for the conscious part of our mind, as well as the subconscious part of our mind, which is so oftentimes overlooked because we just don't know enough about what our mind is. We're going to address ourselves on all three aspects of who we are, man being a trichotomy. In other words, we're made up of spirit, mind, and body. Spirit being the head, which tells the mind what to think, how to think, why it should think, and so on and so forth. Mind being the second part of us, the middle part of us, which tells the body how it should eat and sleep and what it should drink and so on and so forth. And our body being the least of us, which is a housing for our mind and for us, our spirit. So we're going to address all three aspects of us, that we'll have the balance and the equilibrium that God has created throughout this existence. And let's keep in mind, we are human beings that are in this creation, and we've been dropped in this creation during a time period where time has been going on for we don't know how long, trillions and trillions and trillions of years. With that in mind, let us understand that we can compare time to a sort of river. We can compare not just time, but just life in just life in its totality. The reason why I stopped with just saying time, because time is actually included in the river of life. It is not the totality of that river, but it's a part of that river. So the river of life has been going on way before we got here. This river is a river that has been created and put into motion by Almighty God, our Creator. There's nothing that we can do to stop it. There's nothing that we can do to change it. It's designed according to His Spirit, which is the spirit of love, righteousness, goodness, perfection, growth, and so on and so forth. It is always going to flow in that direction. Now, with that said, we've been allowed to enjoy this journey on this river called life. We can enjoy it if we go with the flow. But if we try to go against the flow, we're going to find ourselves having all types of difficulties. As we go into our discussions and our topics, we're going to see the things that will help us to go with the flow, that will help us to be happy, to be healthy, to be loving, to be successful, to be prosperous, and to be rich as well. Oh yeah, I'm talking about riches in every way, financially, mentally, spiritually, riches in every single way. Yes. So we thank God for this broadcast. Today's lesson, I'm going to start off and talk about my book. And my book comes, you may see two different covers. One is a paperback cover, and one cover you'll see most of the time on my Kindle page, and it's entitled What They Never Told You in Church. It deals with systematic theology. Systematic theology is the basic theology that's taught in your seminary schools. I've often heard them called cemetery school. That's why I chuckle, because it leaves so much life out of God's design. A lot of times you see people wearing a cross, which symbolizes death in various manners on their body or whatever. I choose to wear the ankh because the ankh symbolizes life. It symbolizes a lot of things, but definitely symbolizes life. And my book talks about systematic theology. It deals with the Creator, man, heaven, the Holy Bible, and the church in 5 topics in particular. I wrote this book a few years back, and I wrote it from the aspect of theology, which is the study of God, dealing with what we saw God do, what He said, how He handled things, what His people did, and so on and so forth. When He's coming back, it talks about God from that aspect. However, I'm going to deal with this book not only from the aspect of theology as we go into our studies, but also from the aspect of psychology as well. The reason being, God deals with everything from its origin. In other words, whenever there's something that He wants to design, perfect, correct, or any of those things, He goes to the origin and begins at that particular point. Because if you start off right, then you will end right. If you don't start off right, this Bible should not only be recognized as a book of history and taken from a literal standpoint, or as a book of poetry and taken from that particular abstract standpoint, but the Bible should be also recognized, and even more so recognized, as a book of psychology, because as a man thinketh, so is he. In other words, we are what we are based upon our thoughts. The thoughts are the origin of what we are as individuals and as a collective as well. Therefore, if I change the way I think, I change who I am. The Bible is designed to change the way you think. To change the way you think and make you think how the Lord thinks. Allow you to understand how God thinks. And in patterning ourselves after how God thinks, we'll find ourselves thinking the same exact way. And then by doing so, we'll find ourselves walking in a godly way. You cannot walk godly if you do not think godly. You only can walk like a man if you think like a man. Our next lesson will begin to read from the very first chapter in the book, What They Never Told You on Church. You can find information about how to purchase this book in the information below. I look forward to seeing you in the future. May God bless you. And again, the presence of God in me blesses the presence of God in you.